Okay, today we're doing lesson 3.4. So, and this is on solving decimal equations. Solving decimal equations, and we've already solved equations, so now we're just putting decimals into it. Okay, decimal equations, and it says with addition and subtraction. So look at how I did that on the notes, just plus and minus, okay? Okay, so we've done these before, but now we're doing decimals. And because I taught this before, but some people aren't doing the steps the way I want to see them, I'm going to go through what I want to see on your paper. So we only have 2 examples in the book because, like I said, you've done this before, but I might do like 2 more, just quick ones, to make sure that y'all are doing it correct. Okay, so example 1 is x plus 0.35 equals 7.19. Okay, so when you get a problem, when you get an equation that has maybe some decimals or has fractions in it, and if you're going, I don't know what to do here, just take those hard numbers out of there and think, okay, what if this was x plus 1 equals 2? What do I do? Okay, so what we're going to do is on each side of the problem, because this is addition, we're going to do the opposite. You always want to get x by itself. So this is what you're looking at. The side that has x on it is what you're working with. And this is plus 0.35. So we're going to minus 0.35. And this is how I want you to do it. So do it this way in your notes. Put a minus 0.35 under that. And if we do something to one side of the equation, what do we have to do to this other side? The same thing. So I'm going to put minus 0.35 over here. And now I have 2 problems that I can solve. Well, this one I don't really have to solve, right? What's this one? Should always equal what? On this side with the x. What should this always equal? Well, this is going to equal x, but if I just covered that up, what's this supposed to equal? 0. So these are always going to cancel each other out if you do it right. So, so I only have x on this side. Okay, and that's what Benjamin said, is it should just equal x. And now this is the side where I'm actually doing my work. So I need to do 9 minus 5 is 4. I can't do 1 minus 3, so I need to borrow. So 11 minus 3 is 8. My decimal point goes there, and then 6 minus 0 is 6. So my answer is x equals 6.84. So I could put my x over here further. Okay. So this is what I want to see that I'm not seeing on people's work. I want to see this on both sides, what you're doing. So I want to see what you're doing. That's showing me a step in your work that I'm not seeing on everybody's papers. So I'm going to stress that starting now, because we're going to be doing harder equations eventually, and you need to know the steps. So I need to make sure that you'll have your steps written down. So don't just go straight to this on the side of your notebook and then write this as your answer. I want to see this step in there. Okay. Okay, and then, sorry, I didn't mean to write example 2. They're going to ask you in your homework to check. So I'm not sure, I forgot if we talked about checking the equations. But the way that you check in...
My apologies. I couldn't hear what...
Siri thought I was talking to her. Okay, the way you check in an equation is you take the original equation, and instead of x, we're going to put the 6.84. So I put 6.84 instead of x, plus 0.35 equals 7.19. So this is how it has to look. You have to show me that you substituted it. Then you do this addition. So some of y'all can do this in your head. You could go 5 plus 4 is 9. 3 plus 8 is 11. Carry the 1, and that's 7. So this equals 7.9. So your next step should show it like this. This is how you check. Okay? So it should show this side is equal to this side. What we're doing when we're checking is we're covering up this side of the equation, and we're just working this side. Sometimes later on we'll have longer equations, and your work will go all the way down to here. and then you see if it matches up to this side. You don't just say, well, this has to equal this because that's what I got for an answer, because your answer could be wrong. Let's say you got 6.85 and you try to add these two, it won't add up to 7.19, and then you'll know you got it wrong, right? Lots of times in algebra classes, when I'm having them do a problem on a test and tell them to check, and they get this problem wrong, their check is also wrong. And so most of the time when I handed back their test, I said, you knew it wasn't right because your check wasn't right. So why did you leave this answer there? You need to go back and check it, right? Make sure that it's correct. So some of your homework will say to check, not all of it, but that's how you check. Okay, so let's do example 2, one more. There's only 2 examples in this. And actually I'm not gonna I thought I would do some more examples with you, but I think these 2 will give you enough examples, and we have a quiz to do today, so I wanna give you plenty of time to do it because it's a little bit longer. Okay, x minus 4.07 equals 8.5. Okay, so when you're solving equations means it has an equal sign and it has a variable in it, right? When we're solving those equations, we're going to look at the side with the x. So just ignore this. That's x minus 4.07. And you say, I want to get rid of this because I want x by itself. So to get rid of this, we do the opposite of minus 4.07. And what's the opposite of that? Plus 4.07, right? So this is how you show it on your work. And then I just line those up so that when I add, I can get that correct. So when you do that, this side, if I'm not looking at the x, this should equal 0. So negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So, or if you look at it backwards, 4.07 minus 4.07, that's 0, so that's gone. So all I have left is x over here. And then on this side, I'm gonna just add these 2 up. So when I add them up, I get 12.57, so that's what my x equals. Okay, and then we're gonna check it. So I'm gonna put 12.57 where the x is, 12.57, and subtract 4.07, and that should equal 8.5. So this is called a check for a reason. You don't want to just take this and put down 8.05. You really need to check it. So I'm going to go over to the side because this is one where you might not be able to do it so easily in your head, although this one isn't really that hard. And I'm going to subtract. So that's 0. 5 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 0 is 5. 2 minus 4 I can't do, so I'm going to do 12 minus 4 is 8. So is 8.50 the same as 8.5? Are those 2 the same? Yeah. Yes. So down here, I'm just going to put 8.5 equals 8.5. Okay, and that's how you check. So I want you to look at how we did our steps. So this part right here and this check has to have 2 sections to it, 2 lines to it. Those are the things that I want to make sure that you're doing on your homework tonight. Okay? Do y'all have any questions about this? Was any of this something that you have a question? Okay, then I'm going to have you write down your homework, and then I'm going to pass out your tests. So let me turn off my video. Hopefully it took.